A new season of NFL football is here, and we're off in 2023 on EA Sports. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line.
We changed it.
Here's the fourth-year man, J.K. Dobbins. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up second and 5.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a second and 5. From the gun, Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. The Ravens get a new set of downs, given 17 on that pickup.
Underwater. Plenty of work done during the offseason, camp, and the preseason that led to that first throw of the year.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Call it a gain of a yard, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 33.
That's good for a Baltimore Raven.
They go back to the ground with Dobbins. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
On second down, here's the option. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
And this is going to be intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it. Here's Derek Stingley. And the Texans are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
Well, they certainly weren't afraid to let it fly early, and they hope that'll keep the defense honest and keep the offensive guys excited about getting back out there. They are in attack mode in this game. It did backfire a little bit. Now you're just hoping your defense can keep them off the scoreboard so you're not facing a deficit the next time you run out there.
They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards.
Well, so much for being backed up against their goal line to start the drive. He gave some breathing room and then some. I think the defense really got caught thinking safety, trying to stack the line of scrimmage. And oftentimes, if you can get past the initial grouping, there's a lot of room to run. The defense actually fortunate that didn't go farther.
Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Escaping the pressure, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And the corner blitz gets him that time as he goes down for a short loss.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
Stroud on third down now. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up.
Well, if nothing else, they were able to pick up one first down on this drive and get it away from their own goal line. But not much happened after that, and it leads to a punting situation.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. Returnable here from the 38. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
At their own 43-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And one of the things we like to hit on every year are the new rule changes. And we got a few for 20. That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his second interception.
Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Pierce. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 25 yards that time.
Here we go. Here we go. The Texans first down.
1st and 10, it's Pierce. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Dameon Pierce scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Texans are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, It's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. A short throw caught by Andrews. Finding room at midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
They go play action now. Jackson out to his left. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. They go play action with Jackson. They'll roll him out right. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Christian Harris there finding his way home to record the sack. So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, 29 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from drawing level. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 54 yards rushing for him in his first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Stroud looking to change the play. Another carry for Pierce. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. Well, today, of course, not just the start of the new campaign, it's the debut of DeMeco Ryans as the Houston head coach. Now, we saw him plenty with the 49ers, what he was able to do with that defense. Charles, what do you think he brings to the table for these Texans?
He brings football intelligence. He brings enthusiasm. He brings creativity. This guy wanted to be the head coach of the Houston Texans, twice a Pro Bowler with them in the NFL. He's come home. Now he wants to finish what he started as a player as a head coach.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Pierce now up the middle. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Second and 6. Now Stroud. Got his man, Dell. They'll give him 4 yards there. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. Another completion there. And we think back to the draft in the spring. This franchise essentially handing him the keys to the operation. A top 5 pick. Charles, how ready do you think he is?
I think he's ready for the NFL in terms of size, speed, the makeup of him, the character of him. The key's going to be, will this team accept everything he brings to the game and adapt to it, not just necessarily plug him into something that he doesn't do well.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Ball on the 40 now. Here's second down at a yard. They'll try the draw here with Dobbins. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second.
At the 31-yard line.
And they will finally get him to the ground at the Texans' 37-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Flushed out right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down. Jackson trying to hustle his unit up quickly to the line of scrimmage. To throw is Jackson. Looking to throw on second down. He'll dump this off complete to Dobbins. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Here's Jackson to throw. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. So that, a definite deflator there on the interception.
Yeah, you work your way down the field, thinking you're in position for a go-ahead score, but all it takes is one errant throw, and this one winds up a turnover.
And they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. That's complete to Pierce. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
19 tight, 19 tight.
Stroud now on 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
With a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field have covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
70 Timberwolves. 18 Runway, 18.
Stroud sets up the play action. That is caught by Dell. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Dragon 60. Go.
Stroud to throw it. Gets the dump off to Pierce. There for the first down. And Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend.
It's a new season.
As
so
we
both
send you
of these
down
coaching
to
staffs
Orlando,
likely making plenty of adjustments
our EA
after that
Sports
first half of
halftime
football.
report.
So for the call of the
Coach.
second half here in week 1, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. And that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Cut 19! Cut 19!
Throwing now is Stroud. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on third down. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at about the 32. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he's stopped in the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
13.
Jackson now. And his throw here's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Jackson.
Pass on the crossing route is complete. This is Andrews.
That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. Jackson options out left. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Dobbins running out of the gun. And only a couple for him there as the tackle is made at the 42.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Flush to his right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
37 yards on the punt with no return, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Check contact.
On 2nd down, here's Pierce.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
78 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Stroud.
And this one is incomplete.
I like what they tried to do there. They didn't get a completed pass downfield, but they came off of a momentum play. Big-time gain on the previous snap. Came right back and threw one deep, hoping to catch them on their heels.
Again on 2nd down, it's Stroud. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Anthony Brown. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at the 40-yard line.
A shotgun snap and again to Dobbins. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Well, they run the option on second down.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
Tucker on for the field goal. A 53-yard attempt.
Tucker's kick is good. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
It's a game of 5. Brings up
Ready?
Now here's Stroud on third down.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game.
Alert! Alert!
Pierce takes it straight ahead.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
94 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
First down, they go right back to Pierce. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
He's got his man, Schultz, coming across the formation.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
They'll run here with Pierce.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Trenton Simpson firing in and sticking him for a loss. And Stroud now to throw.
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the Ravens are going to get the football back as time will run out in this third quarter of play.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option.
And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And taken right on the 30. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return.
And the Texans will take over.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped to the backfield, a loss of 2.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
60 Bobcats! 60 Bobcats! Go!
The second down throw now from Stroud.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Open man is Mechie, and he's got him. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud.
Airing it out deep for Woods. Touchdown, Texans. Robert Woods, 40 yards.
And the Texans are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win the...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Derek Stingley picks it inside the 20.
And they will finally stop him, but a great return gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line.
At the 16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
C.J. Stroud
making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut.
And the Texans are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Ravens 10.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one, because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
It's second and inches at the 30-yard line.
Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And quickly, they get to the line. They go play action now. Jackson forced out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
Brings up second and 20 at the 30-yard line.
To throw is Jackson. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And he is going to have a Ravens first down. And they come up with a big one there to keep the drive moving and then some. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down. From the gun, Jackson. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. He's into space past the 25. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 24-yard line. From the gun, it's Jackson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Throwing is Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. And now here is another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the Texans are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Running it out of the gun with Pierce. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. And Pierce gets it again on second down. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Stroud on 3rd down now. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Houston. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room. And
my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
So many times we end the game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it.
Ready, break!
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Texans, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Ravens,